that's kind of what we do is we sit around and have coffee, and then we offer up really good advice with Tory Johnson. We're back.
No one offered me any coffee here this morning.
We'll get you some. Really? We didn't offer you coffee?
Coffee, water,
coffee
something.
Talk. By the way, Good Morning American contributor, Women for a Higher President Tory Johnson. We asked viewers to email their questions for Tory, and as you can guess, we got really a tremendous response. And so our first question comes from Theresa of Denton, Texas. She recently moved from Arizona. She's had many jobs in the past 14 years, including selling real estate and a teacher's aide, and she, Tory, wants to return to media communications and broadcasting, but has no local contacts. And her question is, quote, is my resume scaring people? Where do I begin networking, and what are my realistic options? And I love that word, realistic.
Absolutely, very smart. So the first is you want to create a resume that can really leverage the strengths that are going to be applicable to the type of opportunity that you want to move to. So instead of just having this resume that lists all these very diverse positions, you want to be able to pull it all together with an objective summary at the very top. So focusing, for example, on effective communication skills, the ability to network and nurture relationships, the ability to work with lots of diverse personalities. Those are things that apply to both real estate as well as being a teacher's aide, and certainly would apply to a career in media communications. So kind of pulling it all together for somebody to see that your background's really not all that diverse. In fact, it appeals very much to the area that you want to move into. And when you don't have a lot of contacts, that's where social networks, as we were talking about, can come in really handy. Going onto a website like LinkedIn, so that if you apply for a particular position, you can then find somebody's name. You can also join groups on LinkedIn. I have a Women for Hire group on LinkedIn with 10,000 men and women who share leads and exchange ideas all day, and many of those are people who say, you know, I don't have a contact in this industry, and so I'm turning to the internet to be able to build those relationships.
Yeah, and we don't squelch people's dreams, too. Just because the job market's difficult now doesn't mean you can't dream and do what you want to do.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, every day I see people getting hired, every day.
Okay. I like hearing that. Our next question is from Chelsea in Carrollton. She asks, quote, I'm a new mom and I'm looking to work from home. What are some of the hottest home business startups right now?
Direct sales is very popular right now. The good news is you can kind of go into anything that you want in direct sales, so you can find a product or service that appeals to you. DSA.org, the Direct Selling Association website, is a really good resource. WorkingSolutions.com, great company that's based here in Texas, hires home-based agents to answer customer calls. And there's also a website that I really love, LivePerson.com.
LivePerson.
LivePerson.com, and if you have an area of expertise, you can create a profile for yourself and charge money per minute to provide an expertise in your area. And so it could even be something about parenting, or if she has another area of depth and expertise, that is something where you
so people would get a hold of her and she would charge them by the minute.
That's right. That's right. And it's all handled through the platform on liveperson.com.
Okay, and how's your coffee so far this morning? Good?
Oh, just fabulous.
Our next question is from Linda in Fort Worth. She wants to know, are the companies at the job fair looking for all levels of candidates, or are they just minimum wage type of jobs? That's a good question.
Very good question. We get it often. Definitely a variety of levels, variety of pay scales. And I would also say not just to look at the employers, but also to be able to connect with the other attendees. Many times the person in front of you, behind you, next to you is going to be the source of the best information, the best lead, even better than some of the employers.
Wow, good.
Got to have an open mind.
Okay, our next question comes from Stephen Keller. Tory, there's so much competition out there right now. How do I make myself stand out? We go back to what you got to do to prepare.
Everyone wants to know about that, and it's really about putting a face to your resume. So it's not just about plastering the internet with your resume, but connecting with as many people as you can, because people hire people. And so when you can establish a positive relationship with somebody, so it's not the time to start talking about mounting debt and the negativity associated with being a job seeker, but instead to talk about the optimism, the hope, the skills and experience that you bring, and also getting somebody to connect with you, to like you personally, because in this job market where there's so much available talent, often employers make their hiring decisions based on a cultural fit. They've got a good feeling for the person that they're meeting with.
Yeah, and they're there to hire because they know they're instinctual. I mean, they're there because they're the professionals in that area. Okay, our next question is from Mark in Southlake. Tory, she uses your name. Very nice, Mark. I'm 3 years away from graduating college with an undergraduate degree. I haven't declared a major yet. Should I consider the current job market and focus on a career that is a sure thing? I mean, should this person change their major just from what's going on now?
No,
Good
definitely
answer.
not.
Good answer.
And this goes back to what we were talking about before the break, which is that you shouldn't allow your career to be confined by your major. You are in college right now. Study what you're really passionate about. Take the courses that are going to really interest you, where you bring a strong curiosity. Focus on something that you care about right now, because in 3 years we don't know what the job market will be, and I assure you that as long as you have a solid education, you can pursue any number of things. You're not going to be limited solely by that degree.
Right, what'd you study? What'd you study?
Journalism.
Yeah,
I studied
there you go.
journalism, but you know, I started a company that has nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I think just having, you know, a solid education where you're somebody who is curious and passionate and has a love of learning, that can take you far.
Oh, Tori, good to see you again.
Thank
You're
you.
always invited, and of course, this is a safe
And I've got coffee
safe
now.
place for you.
Perfect.
Oh, enjoy that brew. Again, the Women for a Higher Career Expo is tomorrow. It's at the Sheraton Dallas. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Admission.
That's such a good picture you guys have up there.
Sweet. Isn't it nice? We have that
Looks
actually
good.
wallpapered on our wall.
Perfect.
The admission is free, and that's a very nice thing. Thank you, Tori. Resumes and business attires are required. You can find out all the details at, here's the website, womenforhire.com, including information on Tori's early morning seminar.